it's a Black hypocrisy. And it was saying as an artist, she struggled because she was brown skinned, she was dark skinned, so she wasn't accepted. So what she did as a movement is she actually bleached her skin. Just only, or she fake bleached that, or it's either she.
Which one is it? Which one is it?
She did. So she's this me, but she makeup that made her lighter than you.
Okay, the makeup.
But I think people are saying she also might have bleached it as well. I don't know, so don't quote me on that. However, she made a point. She actually did. She's a little darker than me, but made herself almost as light as our guest here, saying that, are you going to accept me because I bleached my skin and stuff like that? So what she's saying is people now aren't accepting people for who they are. They're trying to fit into this box society says is socially okay. And she's saying that that's not who I am anymore. I'm dark, I'm beautiful. This is who I am. Accept me as I am, or just don't accept me at all. So I really thought that was a powerful, powerful song. I still got a quote, but I just like that song. So, okay, we can move on.
Whoa. Okay, because
they wouldn't understand because you guys, they're light skinned, so they don't know what us brown skinned women really do.
First of all, none of this colorism, okay? And that's funny that you said that, and I'll tell you why, because during tea time, I have a really important little quote that I want to talk about as far as colors and things like that. But it's just, I know that there has always been stuff in the music industry, in all the industries, about darker than you to say stuff about dark skin. You know, it's just like,
I think the whole thing is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
It's
but
like, who cares what color you are? Black, white, bright, dark, whatever. Just be beautiful. Be great in your own skin.
But it goes way, way back. That's why, I mean, the shit gets deep. It goes way, way back. And we really need to do something about that. I don't know if, like, I really would like to hear the story, though, to figure out whether or not that was an actual bleaching or if...
We'll actually pull it up.
Yeah, because, I mean, I would like to know
I think she might have did makeup, but people are saying, when she first did it, and a lot of people didn't know the song.
Yeah.
They thought, oh, she bleached her skin. But then when the song came out like a week or two later, they were like, oh, we knew she had some type of movement. So she walked around with this color skin on purpose. Mm-hmm. And she was like, how she was getting more attention this way than she was as who she actually was. Mm-hmm. So she wanted to bring awareness to. So she did the whole, like, she was crying in the video and everything. So I thought it was dope. I really did. But
that's crazy.
Let's get into the part. You know, I just thought that was dope. Be comfortable in your own skin, no matter what color you are, where you come from, what you've been through. Be comfortable being you and be great. But let's get to the purpose of why we are here. It is Wednesday. We have a special guest. She's an amazing guest. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and that is why she is here to talk about her experience dealing with breast cancer awareness and what she went through as a family member dealing with someone with breast cancer awareness, and, you know, of that family member passing away and the closeness of that family member. So we're really going to get into her a little bit later, but we're going to do some positive quotes and then we can go right into her. Do you have the quote already?
No, I don't.
Okay.
See how that goes?
Okay.
All right, no, but y'all know I gotta fuck with me some aliens. If I don't, you know, it'll just be I just gotta do it. But so you've been posting Push lately.
Yes.
And you know, Push Through is like, that is the motto of my life. Because so often we find ourselves in the midst of just like craziness, you know what I'm saying? And it gets you down. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I've felt myself be way, way down before. And it's like, wait a minute. But in a split second, praise the Lord, I'm a Gemini. Because in a split second.
Two sides to y'all.
Yes. And that's the thing. You have to, I think it's two sides to everybody.
My mom was a Gemini.
Was she?
Yeah.
She was amazing. When was her birthday?
June 15th.
June 17th. So yeah,
your mom was
dope.
Yeah,
I
must say I love my Gemini.
Yes,
I do.
She was a dope chick.
She was a dope chick. There's no way she could get around being a dope chick. A June Gemini, so close to my birthday. Yeah, absolutely. But it's just that duality. I think we all have that inside of us, and sometimes you have to really, really learn to manage yourself. So what I'm trying to say is not necessarily a quote, but just one of my favorite quotes is, the only control is self-control. And that goes to controlling your environment, controlling your mind, controlling the things that you can control, like your thought process. I'm in control of my thoughts. Every time your thoughts start to run away from you, self-control is the only control, and you have to actually actively do something to combat those. So I found myself this week practicing affirmations a little bit more. And I feel like I very much feel like usually when you get very uncomfortable in your own space, it's because it's time for you to grow. And that feeling of trying to grow and not being able to grow, or the discomfort that there's a level of discomfort with change. So that discomfort that you have in the midst of your change, that's your growth process. So self-control is only control, and you got to control your own thoughts. You know what I'm saying? First, controlling your thoughts helps you control your environment. It helps you control your mood. It helps all of that. And for those of you who have been having a random ass week like I have, this is like uber important, because as soon as you pick yourself up and push through, you're actually able to reach the next level. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes also don't look outside, look inside. Because you look around you, you're not going to be happy with anything you see 9 times out of 10. If you're a go-getter like myself, there's always another place for you to be. There's always another level for you to reach. So push through. Keep going.
Hashtag push through.
Hashtag push through. Hashtag push through. Self-control is the only control. Okay.
Well, I think that's dope, because I definitely have been posting a lot about pushing through. So that's definitely dope that you had, your quote had a lot to do with that.
Do you remember not a week ago, but a couple shows ago, I think we were kind of talking about push through. And I made this comment to you, and I said, if one more person tells me like push through or it's going to get better, like I'm going to scream. Mm-hmm. I just want to, like, if you guys have seen those episodes, like, go back to some of these episodes, especially for positivity, because there's a lot of gems in there. But I had to bring that up because I'm in a different headspace. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? At that time when you said you still get better. Mm-hmm. And it'll get better is on the other side of push through. Mm-hmm. And so, but when you told me it'll get better, like, I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And we're in that space. You in that, I don't want to hear. If I push through to one more thing, if I persevere to one more thing, if one more person tells me it'll get better, I'm going to scream. I was also in that space. So let's keep it real, guys. We always feel, this is life. You know what I mean? Sometimes you feel good, sometimes you feel bad, but the important part is to do what? Hashtag
push through. Push through. Okay, fine. I'm gonna give me some t-shirts that say push through.
Yes, girl.
Honey, you are killing it.
Yes, bring this shit.
Now for my quote, it's gonna be a special guest. So for my quote here, it has a lot to do with breast cancer awareness. We don't know how strong we are until being strong is the only choice we have. So you really don't realize how strong you are as a person, how much you can endure as a person, until you actually have to endure. And so I think that it is so important to have this guest that we have here today, because she had no choice but to be strong about it. So I'm going to just leave it there because I definitely want to get right into her. But before I do that, do you have any positive things you want to say to the people?
For me?
Yeah. Who else?
Yeah. What do you think about when, like, you know what I'm saying? You in that mode, like when you're down, when things are
like
not
this month. Maybe was it hard for you this month?
Of course, every October, it's like it's hard because like to know there's breast cancer awareness month, to know what I've been through, in the past, since 2004 when I lost my mother. It's just it's just something I support. Like, I even got the ribbon tat on the side of my neck.
Oh, that's what's up.
So breast cancer.
You guys, she really does, because I'm looking.
Yeah, let's see it.
It says here.
Oh, you got a huge
4104. Yeah. Oh my God, is the power? I need to go play this number.
Okay. What is it?
Have they pulled the 4104?
4104.
You need to play that number. And I'm gonna. Okay, go ahead.
Well, we can all win something.
Yeah, I'm about to. Okay, go ahead, sis.
4104. Of course, I lost my mother on April Fool's Day.
Wow.
So, see, April 1st, 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was tough. Like, of course, I thought it was a joke.
That's what I was about to ask you. Okay, wait. Before we get
I was about to say, so any positive quotes, so we can, because we ready to ask you the questions, but
positive quotes.
what do you
think about?
yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
I just remind myself to be strong. Like at the end of the day, I don't nobody got me but myself.
Mm-hmm.
So like, don't nobody have me but myself. That's why I've been taking care of myself. Like my grandmother, you know, she can't really do much. She like, you know, she just, you know, it's like she don't work, but she try her best to take care of her.
Yeah.
So my goal is to go out here and grind hard so I can take care of her.
Okay, all right. So I'm hearing go hard, grind hard,
so I can take care of her.
Okay,
so I can take care of her. Okay, we got it. So her quote was go
hard, grind hard,
grind harder.
Okay. Nobody got you like you got you.
You said a lot of gems.
Okay, so
you actually said a lot.
At the end of the day, don't nobody got yourself but your own.
Okay.
And I learned that shit. Excuse my French, but I learned that shit the hard way.
Okay.
Ooh. You know what? Usually that is actually a universal lesson that everybody learns at one point in time, and everybody learns it the freaking hard way. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gets that particular lesson. That you got to be there for yourself, and that you are the responsible. That you are the master of your ship. You know what I'm saying? And everything lies in you. Nobody gets that in a nice bow. You know what I'm saying? It's just not one of them lessons that we get to learn without like hurting ourselves first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But definitely thank you for sharing those positive quotes there, those 3. I know you didn't realize you dropped them, but we pulled them out.
Bam.
But so you definitely got to be strong. You definitely got to push through, and you definitely got to grind harder and go harder, and realizing that you are the only one that has you. So with that being said, I definitely want to introduce our guest. I'm gonna just say her name, and I'm gonna let her take it from there as far as who she is, and then we're gonna get right into the. Hopefully, everybody has liked and subscribe to the page so they can have questions for her as well. So if you are going through breast cancer right now, or recently lost somebody to breast cancer, or has lost somebody to breast cancer, these are the questions that you need to ask her on how she pushed through and how she stayed strong. So her name is Montana, and she is an amazing person. She definitely has come, you know, from what I have had the privilege of knowing about her. She's a really good person, a sweetheart, and going through what she's gone through, it hasn't broken her from what I can see. So I definitely want to get into it. We definitely want to hear about, you know, what did you experience? How old were you? And, you know, how were those last days with your mom, you know, and things of that nature. We really want to just know those questions. And then also at the end of this, for the people, what can you tell them to help them get through? So go ahead. So, you know, introduce yourself.
Well, of course, you know, go by the name Montana.
Where does Montana come from?
No, I just it's just a name that stuck with me. Well, they gave it to me in high school. I took that name from high school and jumped on to my HBCU days.
Okay, college. You know, okay.
The Trojans, you know.
Okay, shout out college. Okay, give them a little shout out. Support the show.
Yeah, so you know, I used to be a part of the promo team. Mm-hmm. I used to do a little intern for 106.5 The Beat, right there for, you know, Richmond radio station. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I was a mass comm agent at Virginia State. I focused on radio and TV. So,
okay.
Mass comm.
Okay, yeah. So we learned, okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I'm not you after this. I'm sorry. Like, y'all think people just want somebody.
That's not the last time you done seen a Montana.
Yeah, you think somebody just wants you to come on the show? No, for real. I'm gonna recruit you.
Exactly.
Look, you come in.
Hey, what the money like?
Look, I said I said intern. Did I say intern?
You did.
Okay. Right now.
I heard you say intern. Okay. So I followed. I was like, okay, cool. At least she followed in line with it. Then she talking about what you gonna pay me.
Okay, right. We're gonna pay you. We're gonna pay you some
opportunity to be a part of something that's getting bigger.
Absolutely. But yeah, shout out to that. Anybody want to get in from the ground up?
Oh yeah, and actually, SipsTea is becoming known. I think we've recently had a lot of interaction with people.
I see. I had a lot of people in the DMV that's coming up.
Yes. Yeah, I was real shocked.
Major makeup artists.
Yeah.
Shout out to all of our former guests. We love you guys so much. And
we actually had DC Slogan. He now has the Pandora channel. And I actually put that up there too. But I really want to because we can easily get off topic. So we're getting into you.
Yeah.
So open your somebody told you to open your eyes. somebody said, "What up, fam?" And then somebody said, "Open your guests, can you please keep your eyes open? Don't stay woke." Okay, stay woke. So how old were you when your mom passed away?
I was 12, going on 13.
Okay.
12. She died a week before my birthday.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay.
Do you think, like, as far as it being a young age, because I've always been really, really sympathetic to people who lose their parents young, because I don't think that's something that other people can imagine. You know, somebody that's actually in your life and they're not. As far as a parent,
people could, you know, how can I put this? It's like it's hard for you. Well, okay, you have to be in that situation for you to know how to, to what that feeling, you know, to how to. You know, that pain feels.
You think you can understand it, but at the same time, unless you're going through that, you can't really grasp, you know, how they. I actually had a friend that whose parent passed when she was in high school. It just changes a lot for you. What were some of your major changes though? Like at that time, were you living with your mom?
I was, new environment. I ended up moving with my father to Richmond.
Yeah.
Which.
That was something.
Something I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Know.
So were you weren't with your mom when she passed away?
I was living with my mom when she passed away.
How long did she have cancer?
My mom was diagnosed in 2001.
Okay.
So she had like the end of 2000. So she fought it for about 3.5 years.
Okay. And how was that for you? Like how?
Well, when
she her go through that, how?
Okay, this might sound crazy, but I remember watching soap opera one day, and it was soap opera. Somebody on TV was battling cancer, and I seen the pain that child was going through on that, in that TV show. So I was like, damn. I said, I hope my mom never gets that. And what happens? Like a week later.
That's when you found out.
My grandmother tells me my mother had breast cancer.
Wow.
So that all I could do is to just cry because I know what comes with cancer.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry. So she was diagnosed.
But when she was diagnosed, she was in stage 1. So it was,
she just got it.
Yeah, because she, it was, they had it under control. She was in remission.
Okay.
And then when when the cancer came back, it just attacked her body harder. Yeah, so I tell people when you're in remission, always take care of yourself. Never postpone your doctor's appointments, or never think you're healthy, because I feel like that's what happened to her.
Okay. So after she went into remission, she got comfortable. Okay.
Yeah.
So did she, as far as behaviors, because in speaking to people who have dealt with cancer and things like that, you kind of talk about the aftermath of being diagnosed and receiving treatment.
And then going and putting in remission.
Yeah. In the interview, the person that I was talking to talked about how even to this day, she's still like freaked out by that. So, when you drink and when you eat and when you do, when you're just like living your life, you're always in the back of your mind.
My mom, she was a bartender. Like, she was still working, when she was working, she was just getting paid under the table because, when you fight an illness, they don't allow you to work because you get, you pretty much
just sick. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you feel like if she wasn't working, maybe she would have been more focused? My
mom's main goal was to provide for her 3 girls. Like she wanted us to have, a better life than what she had. Like she wanted her girls to have everything. And I can say that my mother, like she pretty much gave me whatever I wanted. Like even if she told me no, she stayed up to me anyway. But I wanted, because when she got ill, like when she did stop working, but when she was working, she was pretty much up and going. What pretty much slowed her down was when that cancer came back.
Yeah. It was a quick process as far as when the cancer came back.
I remember, I don't know if y'all remember Hurricane Isabel back in 2003.
Yes.
Yeah, Hurricane Isabel. I remember around that time, Hurricane Isabel or whatever. I remember we was in the house, kids, we was out of school for some time, no power outage. Matter of fact, I remember that school year because they added 15 minutes at the end of the school year.
Right. No, Isabel.
So they said, my mom, she was, she felt the cold. So they said she had bronchitis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the daughter said she had bronchitis. And, you know, they sent her home and she still wasn't, you know, getting better. So she went back. They said she had pneumonia.
Mm.
So, you know, they pretty much, you know, gave her antibiotics, you know, treat her, you know, and sent her back home. So it was just getting worse. So this time when she went back, we went to the big hospital, which is Norfolk General, which is, you know, they specialize, you know, cancer. Because, you know, her mom had cancer.
Yeah.
So when they went to Norfolk General, they had all these tests or whatever, which I felt like they should have did that
in the first place,
beginning.
right.
Mm-hmm. So coming to find out, it wasn't no bronchitis, no pneumonia. It was the cancer attacking her body. Wow. So I had to watch my mother be in the hospital from, when was the hurricane? It was like around September.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she was in the hospital from like September through the time she from September through October. Mm-hmm. You know, she ended up getting in a coma, like on life support.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So so I almost lost her in October.
Yeah.
So it's just like
how was that experience? Talk about that.
It was painful. Walk in a room to see your mother just hooked up to all these machines and knowing she can't to know that she
was the provider for you guys.
And you might not have her.
Right. Yeah. It's just like to see her. I'm pretty sure when y'all watch, sitcoms on TV and y'all see tear up. So to experience that, like,
the real deal.
Like the real deal, that's a painful feeling. Like that's just it was hard. Like I spent most of my my 7th grade year just at the hospital.
Yeah.
Like just that I would go to school and then go to the hospital. Mm-hmm. That's all I did was be at the hospital.
Yeah.
So to see my mom hooked up to the machine, you hear all these, like beeps and stuff, and you see like the tube going down her throat. It was just a painful. It was just a painful feeling. It's like because she can't talk, but she can hear you.
Yeah.
So if I say squeeze my hand, she'll squeeze your hand, but it's just like she's not looking at you.
Right.
So she had that tube for about what? September, October, November. Well, no, September. About a little over 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So when it was time to pull her off the life support, I remember my aunt picking us up from school. Me and my twin, picking us up from school. Who's that?
Peace and light. Somebody said peace
Terrence Murray. We see you guys tuning in on YouTube. We appreciate you.
Yeah, when my aunt, it's like my favorite aunt, my auntie, whatever, she's been there since I was, a baby. She's still here to this day. Mm-hmm. So when she picked us up from school, I just remember, security, grabbing me out of the classroom, asking me who's in the hospital because my aunt wasn't on the pickup list.
Okay.
So I said my mom. So she was like, okay. So when I went to the office, I just see my aunt crying, like face all red. So at that point, I'm already, shaking, like I'm like, what's going on? So we get to the hospital, the doctor pulls me, my sister, and my grandmother in the room. So they pretty much tell, it's time to pull her off the plug.
Yeah.
So it was like, from that point, it was like 50-50. So it's just like, I didn't know if, I could have lost her right there. Like, I didn't know if she was going to be able to make it, breathe on her own or not. But the grace of God, she was able to breathe on her own.
Okay.
Wow. So, but when she was able to breathe on her own, by her being like on bed rest for so long and having that tube down her throat, it's just like when she talks, she's whispering, like just like she was like, hey, like you can hardly hear her, like she's whispering to me. So she had she couldn't, being on bed rest, she forgot how to walk.
Yeah. So
we had to she had to go into one
physical
of them
therapy.
No, nursing home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how old was she in a nursing home?
I lost my mom at 29.
Wow.
29.
Wow.
So I'm 27 now. So I lost my mom at 29. So my mom was diagnosed, like 26, 25, 26?
Mm-hmm.
My mom was young when she was diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah. This is, I think that we need to make sure that we talk to our audience and let you guys know to actually think about this. And again, we see you on YouTube, but think about this in terms of the fact that we have a we have somebody who experienced a loss from cancer. She's talking about losing her mom, and she said that her mom was 29 when she passed. Currently, when we talk about breast cancer, they tell us to go get a breast examination.
35.
And you know
they
what?
say 40.
Yeah, they say 40.
They say 40. So that would not have been in her realm of like, okay,
right.
I need to go get a self
mammogram. Yeah, mammogram. I had to get a mammogram not that long ago, matter of fact.
Because now with your mom passing, they say that you're more predisposed, or
because you know doctors try to fight that till you say that, look, I lost my mom at such and such
absolutely
age. Yeah. So now they having the records that, you know, but that's something they need to change now, because I noticed in today's generation you have a lot of younger crowd. A lot of younger crowd that's being diagnosed with breast cancer. So that shit don't even matter.
Right.
So that's, you know, it don't even matter. It's like you got young kids fighting.
And we have got to put that out there, because number one, it's not just you. It affects everybody, because just like you said, if you went to the doctor at 27, 26, 27, and you asked him for a breast exam, with the medical, the way that medical care is right now, they're telling you, okay, you don't need to do that. You don't need to worry about that. That's not necessarily the first thing that we're going to go do, especially when, you know, with insurance being what it is and things like that. They don't really want to pay for something like that right now, because that's not something that you necessarily need. It doesn't fit the criteria. But when you actually say to them, hey, I had a parent that passed from breast cancer and this was her age, then it's, oh, okay, well, we'll do it. When you're the one that knows your body, and this is when I think Danielle Jefferson, the interview that I did, if I'm not mistaken, she was 32 when she was diagnosed. So at 32, she found a lump herself.
Oh, so y'all interviewed somebody.
We did interview somebody, yes. And we're still going to be doing interviews this month, and kind of probably try to drag it into November with some stuff and things like that, because everybody needs to do their part. If this has affected you in any way, if you got a cousin in them, it's time for us to talk to each other and tell each other what it's, because just like I said before, where we see this is on TV. You see what I'm saying? If it hasn't touched you, it doesn't affect you. You see it on TV, you understand that it's painful, because you can see the emotions by the actors, which is great. We're empathetic people. We can understand that it's uncomfortable to lose anybody, but when that's different from when it actually affects you, when you put your hands on it and say, this is what happened to this person. You know what I'm saying? That changes the game all the way.
Absolutely. So take us back. I really want to get into your story. So take us back to, so she, you said she was in, so she came out.
Okay, she came out of life support. And when she came out of life support, of course, you know, the doctor said, well, she got 6 months to live. Wow. So what's 6 months from October?
November, December, January, February, March, April.
Exactly.
So April, so they kind of pinpointed when she came out of the coma, breathed on her own, learned to walk. Did she learn to walk again?
No, my mom, no. She on a walk. She had to walk with a walker, or we had to push her.
So how was that experience? You have your mom here, who from the beginning of this conversation said that she was a provider. Even when she wasn't supposed to be working, she was getting under the table. So she was always that go-getter, strong woman. She was always, and there say, you know, my mom. She was the boss. She was the definition of a boss.
You know, my father didn't come around till my mom died.
Okay.
Like, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And when, you know, not to talk bad about my father, but even when I did move with him, he still, you know, he wasn't really doing anything. Now that I'm grown, that's when my father tries to, you know, try to step up. I needed you back then when I was younger. Do you feel
like this easy part? Like, man, I'm grown.
Yeah, I'm grown. I needed you when I was younger, you know. But, you know, at the end of the day, that's my father. You know, it is what it is.
So how was it seeing her